Marvin's making some weird sounds. Welcome back to the poker vlog. This is episode number 167. For this one, we're playing our last session of this kind of meetup game tour that Andrew and I did in Texas. So last video was the live stream game, and that was nuts. We played a lot of hands that were 10, 20, 40, 80. Be sure to check out that vlog if you haven't yet. I'll have a link down below in the description box. Also, be sure to pick yourself up a hoodie. So it's my custom hoodie. It's a collaboration with Counterfeit. We've got the jiggities on the arms. A lot of you have already gotten yours and given me some great feedback. I tried to make them as high quality as I could, and they're super comfortable, perfect for playing poker in. Anyway, I have a link down below in the description box if you want to pick yourself up one, but there's a limited supply. Alright, this video is a lot of fun. I think you guys are going to love it. Let's go ahead and get started. We're still in Dallas for the meetup game portion of the trip. I've been in town the last couple days, enjoying the cuisine that's native to this area. I've always been fascinated by JFK, so I check out Dealey Plaza. Remember, when you're sightseeing, it's very important to not get hit by oncoming traffic. Andrew and I get to Texas Card House, and the place is filled to the brim. It's one of the largest events we've ever done. People have come from all over the map.
For some Bradley dollars.
This guy's from New York. His name is Radley, like Bradley without the B. Then we have Austin, came out from Salt Lake City.
From Fort Barron, Louisiana.
Where'd you come from?
Mexico, Monterey.
Wow. How long was the drive?
9-hour drive.
It's awesome how this meetup game community has grown and developed over the last few years. I guess people have finally caught on to the fact that I'm a giant fish. I buy in for 1,000, they run out of red chips because they're all in use. We get to the table and there are a lot of friendly faces. It's great to be back playing with everybody, especially without dividers. Not much happens early on in the session, except I want to show you guys how incredible the lighting and air conditioning vents are here. Wow. Okay, let's get to the game. Wait, some of you wanted to see that again? Usually I wouldn't, but they've done such a good job with the top of the room, I guess it's fine. Anyway, I raised a 20 with Queen Jack suited while listening to a terrific boomer conversation.
I've been watching for a long time, and I never subscribed because I can't remember my bloody password to YouTube.
20?
I agree with the second guy. Please get on this thing and subscribe because then I'll have more subscribers. The hijack calls, the small blind also calls. We're going 3 ways to the flop. It's King 10-3 rainbow. We've got an open-ended straight draw and a backdoor flush draw. The small blind checks. I've got a decent amount going for my hand, plus I'll have kings, aces, and ace-king in my range that the opponents won't have. I continue for 45 as a semi-bluff. The hijack is a big chicken and folds. Small blind calls. He's brave, but he's in for a world of hurt because he's about to lose a pot that'll be on YouTube forever. We're heads up. The turn is the ace of hearts. We've got the absolute nuts. The small blind checks. I didn't semi-bluff earlier to get there and then check back. I bet 110. The small blind has a lot on his mind, including this thought that he shares with all of us. It's true. And it'll be on YouTube forever. That doesn't stop him though. He calls. He's not gonna like this vlog. The river is the 5 of clubs. We still have the best hand possible. The small blind checks. If he doesn't want to lose on video, then he certainly won't want to lose all his dignity by potentially getting bluffed off with whatever he's got. For that reason, he may call me lighter, so I bet 300?
300 and up.
Like you don't have a Patreon, but basically you do.
It sounds like I'm about to get called by some kind of second pair or worse hand, but eventually the player folds. I show him what I've got to let the opponent know he made the correct laydown. Good fold by him, whatever he had. Later I pick up ace-king offsuit in the cutoff. Onto the gun +2 limps in. He's notorious in this area for never saying a word to anyone. He has a pretty friendly demeanor overall though, so I ask him if he's ticklish to see if I can get any type of reaction, but he doesn't crack. I'm disappointed because that's really the best that I've got. At least I also have ace-king offsuit. I raised to 25. The button calls, the small blind calls, onto the gun +2 comes along. He needs to get revenge on me for the ticklish remark. We're going 4 ways to the flop. It's King 10-7 rainbow. We've got top. It checks to me. I bet 65. The button and small blind fold. Onto the gun +2 calls. We're heads up. The turn is the Jack of Hearts. It's a terrible card because a variety of hands he might have limp called with pre-flop are now beating me, like Queen 9, 9-8, King Jack, and Jack 10. Under the gun +2 checks. I check back almost solely for pot control. The river is another king. We've got trips. The opponent isn't concerned about the board pairing. He fires for 125. I don't love it. I actually think that I'm up against something strong, like possibly a full house, but I'm not folding after checking back the turn.
King Jack is good.
Queen 9 is also good.
The silent assassin smashed the turn to drill the gutter and get me good. He fulfills his revenge on me. I tell him,
Nice hand, nice hand.
to which he responds by saying, nothing. I told you he doesn't talk. I'm stuck 300. It's matched the stack here, so I add on for 500 more. I'm in for 1,500 total. I don't play any more interesting hands at this table, but as I'm racking up to switch to another table, the silent guy taps the felt a few times with his fist, as if to say, nice playing with you. I was kind of shocked to see it. I then get a fist bump, and I think I even see a hint of a smile come through. Next, we've got ace-10 offsuit on the button. There were 2 blind raises from under the gun and under the gun +1 to 15 and 30 respectively. I technically 4-bet to 75. Under the gun calls for 60 more. Under the gun +1 calls for 45 more. We're going 3 ways to the flop in position. It's ace-king 5 with 2 spades, the opponent's check. I don't think they're gonna have much on this board. I bet 80 with my top pair and backdoor draws. It's very small. I seem to be wrong. Both players must have a piece. They both call. The turn is the deuce of hearts. Checks to me once more. I bet 160. Under the gun calls. Under the gun +1 folds, so it's heads up. The river is the 5 of hearts. It pairs the board, and the backdoor flush gets there. Under the gun checks. If he has an ace, we're chopping since my kicker no longer plays. If he has a 5 or hearts, I'm beat. And if he has missed spades or a missed straight draw, then he can't call it bet. I check back. The player says that I've got him without exposing his cards. This is a friendly game, so I turn over my hand. It's a winner. The player would later tell me that he had a missed spade draw. I'm glad to win that one. A half hour later, I play a $15 PLO double board bomb pot. I'm under the gun with ace-10, 6-5, and 2 hearts. The first flop is 10-6-5. We've got that one completely covered with 3 pair. Not all of them play. It's still helpful to have all of them in order to limit the amount of sets that we could be up against. The second flop is ace-jack-8 rainbow. We have top pair. All in all, we should be in pretty good shape. I bet 75. A player in middle position thinks he's got me beat. He raises it up to 225. It folds back to me. I call for 150 more. We're heads up. The top turn is an 8. No help to us. Some straights get there. The bottom turn is the 3 of diamonds. Also no help. I check. The opponent checks back, which I'm happy about. The first river is a 5. We make a boat with 5s full of 10s. The second river is another 3. I imagine that I have at least one board, and it's possible I'm scooping my opponent. He has around 1,000 left, and I want to play for all of it.
Mine.
I'm such a PLO whale that I forgot I'm not able to do that right now, but I quickly realize it.
Or pot.
I think we chop, boss.
I hope so. I've got a boat on this one. And then
You're quartering me, bro. We have the same hand. I don't have anything on top.
all right.
The opponent actually doesn't have anything on bottom. He has 10-5 on the top board, so he gets lucky there to chop up that one with me, since we both have the same boat. He missed a double gutter with queen 10 on the second board. We win 3/4 of a significant pot. That's the largest one that we played for. With it, I've got about 1950 in my stack, and I'm up over 400. I head to the 7th table of the night, where I'm dealt pocket kings on the button. Under the gun raises to 15. 3 players call. I 3-bet to 100. I must have gotten some good karma points for something that happened on the previous hand. In that one, the player on my left got an all-in pre-flop for $75 with pocket jiggities, and he lost against another opponent's ace-queen offsuit. The player on my left, who's now in the small blind, was reaching for his wallet to rebuy. Pocket jiggities have been good to me. I don't like to see people lose with them, so I took 75 from my stack and I gave it to him as reimbursement. The fact that he had chips and was able to be dealt in the next hand is what allowed me to get pocket kings, which is pretty sweet. Everything's working out. The universe is immediately trying to reward us. Apparently the small blind was dealt something decent, but he'd feel bad if he beat me.
It's all right.
Under the gun doesn't feel bad at all about trying to beat me. He calls in an attempt to wreck my world. The other 3 players fold. It's heads up and we're in position. The flop comes queen 10 deuce with 2 hearts. We've got an overpair, but we could be up against a strong hand. Under the gun checks. I want to play this somewhat cautiously. I down bet to 80. Under the gun throws a wrench in that plan. He raises to 225. This is a tough situation to be in. I don't have the king of hearts, which is a key card on this flop because I could be up against some combo draws containing it. I could also be up against ace queen. I'm well ahead of that. Or I could be up against a set, in which case I'm getting crushed. Folding for 145 more doesn't make any sense. I call to see how the opponent wants to play the turn. The dealer puts out the 4 of clubs. Under the gun isn't worried. He fires again, this time for 400. It's a tough decision for me. The player has 550 behind. If I'm beat and I want to continue in this hand by either calling or shoving, I'm going to lose 950. Even if I'm ahead, he probably has plenty of outs. I really don't know what to do. The player could easily be bluffing with ace-king or ace-jack of hearts, for instance. Ultimately, I decided to let it go.
Probably gonna be the worst fold I ever make. Nice end, nice end. Show the bluff. Oh, this is the best fold I've ever made. I had kings.
Wow. I had the only revenge game for the call.
We got next gen here.
Bradley Don's coming to me, baby.
You won the minimum, dude. Calm down.
Right after giving away $75, someone with a NASA shirt on flops a set of 10s against my overpair in a 3-bet pot. Clearly, the universe doesn't actually care about my good deeds. In fact, as I'm racking up to switch tables, the universe tries to needle me by giving me pocket kings again. Everyone knows if you're playing out of the rack, you're bound to lose. Under the gun min raises to 10, under the gun +1, 3 bets to 35. I cold 4-bet to 100 from the hijack, under the gun folds, under the gun +1 calls for 65 more. We're heads up in position, the dealer puts out queen 8-3 rainbow. We have another overpair on a queen high board, the opponent checks, I mix it up and check back this time for deception and pot control. The turn is the 10 of spades. This is too similar of a situation as the previous hand. I don't like it one bit. Under the gun +1 doesn't mind it, he bets 90. That's reasonable. I call. The river is the 7 of hearts. It's another card that doesn't slow the under the gun +1 player down. He increases the bet size to 225. Am I up against top set or a set of 10s again? I'm not sure. I'm not folding kings twice in a row though.
This feels so much like queens, but I call. Oh.
Good news for us, the player doesn't have a set. Instead he has ace queen.
I got that beat.
Okay, I take back what I said about the universe not caring. I win back even more than I lost with the other pair of kings, plus the amount that I gave away. That'd be the last interesting hand that we get into. It's not the last interesting thing that would happen on this night though. This gentleman here is named Brett. He doesn't even play poker, but he's a viewer of the vlog. He came just to hang out and say hi. Brett works for the Cowboys organization, and he brought me a Jerry Jones signed football as a gift. It's one of the coolest things anyone's given me. I'm a big fan of the Niners, so it hurts a tiny bit to own this, but at the same time, it's awesome. You can see it on my back shelf during the intros and outros of my videos. Altogether, it's been a great night, meeting tons of new people. I'm up a few hundred, and it's time to cash out.
Played for 6 hours. This guy is here.
Now you're rich.
Now I'm rich. Next gen,
Congratulations.
Lex Poker. Thanks.
Yeah. You want to get in there? No. Go ahead.
I don't even want to get in mine. I won $400 over 6 hours. We have a crazy turnout today. The place is packed, it's still packed, and it's like almost 1 a.m. So we got this guy here. So fun night. Couple tables, didn't really have too many hands to play, but you know, did the best with what I had. I had to fold the pocket kings, and then I won. I 3/4'd that PLO double board bomb pot. That was probably the big hand of the night. So happy to escape Texas, winning not only on the stream last night, but also in the 2-5 today.
That's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe buttons, and be sure to hit the notification bell also. That way you're notified every time I put out a new video. YouTube is doing some weird things with its algorithm lately, and I'm not sure it's recommending my channel quite as much as before, which is unfortunate, but I guess it happens. Anyway, big thanks goes out to the Texas Card House. We went out to the Rio Grande Valley, and then we went to Dallas. So we did 2 days of playing poker at each stop, and this is the last video from that trip. It's crazy. There's a ton of action all over Texas, so when you're playing, you're really like holding your breath the whole time. I'm really glad that I got out of there without taking any big hits, and next video is going to be me playing the $25,000 WPT Heads Up Championship. I went out to Cabo to play it. I hung out with some superstars of the game. That's going to be super fun to work on and put out hopefully by Monday. Hope you're all doing well. Stay safe. Good luck at the tables, and I'll see you next time.